morning, good morning. Hello, everyone. I was just sharing it out, so asking that you do the same. And didn't get very far. So let me keep going, and if you'll send it also to somebody you want on here, just let them know we're here. Invite them in. Okay, it is shared. How's everybody doing? Good morning, good morning. Andrea, hi darling, how are you this morning? Just getting everything set up for later. Because I always have trouble finding our Leo song. So I'm going to search for it now while we're waiting for people to come in. And there it is. Okay. Deirdre, hello, hello. Yes, it is Wednesday, middle of the week. And wow, this week has gone extremely fast. I'm only here for a couple more days, enjoying these beautiful kitty cats. And then I'll be trucking on down the road to South Florida. Good morning, Julie Kiss. Good morning, Auntie Jean Lorio. Hi, everybody. All right, let's get started the way we always do, in our hearts. So hand on your heart center and slow down your breathing. And add in the love. Add in peace, joy, whatever puts a smile on your face. When you slow it down and bring in that beautiful feeling, your heart and your brain start to talk. It's called the heart-brain coherence, or as our Blue Jean has dubbed it, the heart-mind to the divine. That's what we do here, because we also send up our prayers and our wishes and all the good stuff for each other. Annie Banani, good morning. How are you feeling, Annie? And how's our little Grayson? So I saw a couple of your messages this morning. A lot of people are feeling some negative energy. So let's counteract that with some positive energy here on the show. What do you say? Let's get into that good feeling space with loving each other, and the quickest way to lift up the energy and dispel all negativity is through gratitude. So, give me one thing you are grateful for. We're going to go with that. And I know you can find one thing. I'm grateful that I'm in warm weather. It's not hot. It's 61, which is very tolerable and actually a very good temperature for Florida, because we're in the heat most of the time. But right now, it is winter time, and so it's a little bit cooler. All right, so let's see. What did the angels have to say last night? Oh, of course. Positive mindsets magnify miracles. Sounds like one of Marietta's sayings, doesn't it? We cannot solve problems with the kind of thinking we employed when we came up with them. That's a quote from Albert Einstein. One of the teachings of the Tao Te Ching is to put less emphasis on names, labels, and boxing things into categories. When I read Wayne Dyer's book, Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life, I understood more about the questions that had plagued me my whole life. One profound truth stands strong. The power of the mind is limitless. Our mindset, the lens through which we perceive the world, has the potential to shape our reality. By consciously choosing to change our mindset, we embark on a transformative journey that can lead us towards a higher state of being. Dear angels, as I understand it, the first step towards changing our mindset is acknowledging the inherent power we possess. As spiritual beings, we are connected to a divine energy that flows through us. Understanding this connection enables us to tap into our inner strength, paving the way for transformation. Dear one, change your mindset is not an overnight process. It requires consistent effort and self-reflection. As you embark on this spiritual journey, remember that your thoughts have the power to create your reality. Embrace the power within. Shift from limitation to possibility and cultivate gratitude and self-compassion. By doing so, you unlock the true potential of your spiritual journey. Surround yourself with those who uplift you and inspire you, for their positive energy will fuel your spiritual growth. Seek out mentors and engage in activities that align with your newfound mindset. What you seek is seeking you. Simply allow the connection to happen as you stay in the flow of a positive mind. Dear angels, today I promise to stay focused on the positive thoughts. I love this message from them, and when I woke up and I saw some of the messages going on from you guys, the P's, that were talking about negative energy surrounding you and dealing with that, I thought, wow, angels, you were really on top of it, bringing in this message for us all. So thank you, thank you. And let's see who else came in. Oh, we got gratitude going on. Annie, thankful for my sons and all of us being together. Me too, Annie. And Deirdre, grateful for Robin Williams. I watched decades of his comedy, and I as well. He's one of my go-tos. If I really want to have a belly laugh, I go to Robin Williams. And Sally and Tony, good morning, and thank you for sharing. Cat fight going on behind me. Auntie Jean, I'm grateful for this experience called life. I love feeling loved and giving love. It is a miracle. It sure is. Julie Kiss, grateful for positive people around me to keep my energy up at this difficult time. Thank you, Peas, for being part of my daily life. You're so welcome, Julie. And Sally says, we have been so busy transforming. Nonetheless, go Teri, perfect angel message. We are completely flipping the center and taking out the Christmas stuff. There you go. That's a big job, isn't it? To rearrange and redo all that's around you. Andrea, I'm grateful of the smile of this time of day brings with my P family. It does put a smile on your face. And what is it Marietta says? Spirit magnifies incredible loving energy. That's what a smile is. That's what it's all about. So thank you, Andrea and Deirdre, you too, with that smiling going on. All right, so Kuan Yin says, you are one of a kind. Your own path will never be exactly the same as anyone else's. The type of frequency you hold is as individual as your fingerprints. That uniqueness cannot ever be taken from you, co-opted by another, or compromised in any way. Relish your uniqueness and share it lovingly, freely, joyfully with the world. You are unique. We are all one of a kind, but we are all one also. So even though we have our different personalities, our quirks, our ups and downs, and our expertise and our curiosity, we're all the same. We're all part of this one big, beautiful thing called life and the oneness of all that is that's experiencing a human experience. Sally, grateful for all of you, for life, breath, and the love in my heart. Thank you, Sally. And Tony. And Kathy Hand, good morning to you. Okay, so how's everybody else doing that hasn't checked in? Just let us know how you are this morning. It is prayer day. I'll be pulling the list up here in just a moment, but let's go ahead, and if you have any, type in your prayer requests along with your gratitude. Anybody that has had a breakthrough or a miracle happen, and if there's anything on the prayer list that we need to be aware of, anyone to take off or new ones to put in, or any updates on the ones that are already there. That's what we're looking for on Wednesdays, is to, well, every day, but on Wednesday especially, I go in and update the prayer list. Charlie Coons, good morning to you, and hope that you are doing well, my friend. So, what's happening other than getting ready to travel and doing laundry and packing and making sure that these furry kids aren't killing each other? I think I'm okay. I finally had a chance to watch the trafficking movie last night, Sound of Freedom. I think they did an excellent job on the movie as far as making us aware of the hugeness of the problem and billions of kids being trafficked. It's just insane. So, but I finally got to watch it, and I'll be using, I think, some of the quotes and some of the material from the movie and what we've come up with for Save Someone's Child. And the one line that I loved from the movie, and it was probably the most popular, is God's children are not for sale. And I loved that line, and it was the little girl who was singing that God's children are not for sale. All right, so Sally, prayers for Robert's funeral tomorrow to be one of love and compassion. Oh, I pray that's the case. I know it's been months now that you all have been going through watching him, and now you can celebrate the life that he lived. So I pray that's a good celebration. And Jean, you're going through Charlie withdrawal. I know, you guys, we really need to get together tonight. We've been doing replays of our chanting because one or more of us has not been available. And last night I just wasn't feeling well. I was just a weakness, and I think it was just doing so much and planning a lot, and I just needed my brain to take a break. So that was what happened last night. Thank you, Deirdre, for prayers for all humans, for Gaia and all who live on her back, for world peace, for attention to human trafficking, and support for parents of addicted children. Thank you for that, Deirdre. And every day at 1 o'clock, 1:11 exactly, we begin a meditation for world peace. But you know, there are a lot of parents out there that are missing their children that cannot be in peace. And that was a big part of the story. And the question that came up, if you walked into a room and saw an empty bed where there should have been a child there, could you sleep? Could you stop searching and doing something? And that's why we heard the message to take on this project, but that's one of the reasons why is I know there's so many affected by child abduction and human trafficking. So that's something we'll definitely be doing in the new year. Leo, good morning to our sweet, what did Deirdre call him? Citizen Leo in the house. Good morning, sweetheart. And Annie, Cindy, her husband Wilbert is on her prayer list. The doctor found a spot on her lungs, and it's Grayson's grandparents. I saw your message and I added it to the list before I brought it up this morning. So she is on our list now. Joanne's here. Good morning, Joanne Castrillo. And Sally, it's hard to believe there's that much darkness in the world today, that every innocent child is a target. Yeah, I know, Sally. It's very bizarre, the extent of this. And, we just need to be doing more education. We need to be putting it out there more every day. There needs to be information, and that's what I would like for us to do. Lillian is asking for prayers for her daughter, who's very sick. Stein Jeanette is her name. Yeah, she's on our list. And, okay, anything else? Any celebrations? Anything that's happening? Annie, you're getting a grid going. Oh, I'm so glad. And I know that you're into crystals and you understand them and understand how to build the grid. And I had sent out templates earlier, like a couple of years ago maybe, for anybody that wanted to put a grid up. So if you want that again, I can certainly put it in the Angelic River family and in our message group. I'll be happy to do that. Okay, so I want to send a thank you. I haven't seen her yet, but a thank you to Robin Waters Dykes. She was on with us on Christmas, and just loving her energy and love her so much. And she reached out yesterday and said there were some things on Angelic River family that she didn't think I might want on there. So I went in and checked, and yeah, I removed like 50 posts that were just obnoxiously spamming and pictures that nobody needs to go in and look at. So if you see anything, if you go into our group, Angelic River family, and you see anything like that, please let me know. Just send me or Deirdre an alert. I know Deirdre is our monitor, but we only have one monitor for the whole group. So if anyone else would like to be a monitor of it, and you can take down anything that's there, that's not what we're all about. We're all about love and sharing and uplifting good things with each other. So let me know if that's something you would like to do. That's all you have to do as a monitor. It's just watch out for things that don't need to be there and let people into the group that do need to be there. People are crazy. And I went through this with another group that I have, the Energy Healers Unite. I went in and there was like, oh my gosh, I think I removed probably 100 posts off of there and banned people from posting anymore. And on that one, I had to put a stipulation that posts had to be approved. I don't want to have to do that, but if it comes to it, if it keeps up, then I'll have to approve posts for Angelic River family as well. Good morning, Catherine Kovacs and Kathy Hand. Addiction has taken my son and made him a stranger. Thank you, Deirdre. Yeah, it's sad, Kathy, and I know we're going to be working with the families of children that are addicted. So definitely keeping you in our hearts. And let's see, what else? Annie, good idea is to make some moon water. Yep, I've done that in the past. It is a good idea. Brookie, good morning, Brookie, and Sweet and Max and Dylan. Hello, hello. And Kathy, yes, on posting the grid ideas. Yeah, they're templates. They're free templates, and they're just patterns. So you can build your grid in any pattern that you want. And these are suggestions, so you can follow the pattern. You can print it out and actually place the stones on the circle for the grid, or you just do your own thing. We built a grid when we were in Vermont last year for the retreat. Do y'all remember our grid? It was huge, And it was powerful, and it was so just us. It was us, our beautiful family. And Sally says, Colin is buried beneath the chaos. My heart goes out to all of you. Yeah, most definitely. Addiction is one of those things that takes over your life. And I've dealt with it in loved ones my whole life. My whole life. And still dealing with siblings who are alcoholics, and dealing with people in my life that I know who are drug addicted and alcoholics. So it's not something that just goes away. There has to be a miracle or getting the miracle help for them. And that's what we're praying for, Kathy, is that either a miracle happens or the help that he needs gets to him, and he wants the help. Yeah, that's the key. Auntie Jean says, I do remember our grid. Such beautiful energy with all of us there. It was. I think I have a picture of it. If I can find that picture, I'll post it, because it was so beautiful. Annie, all my family is also dealing with addiction. Yeah, honestly, it's hard to come up with somebody who hasn't been touched by addiction or either drug addiction or alcoholism in their life. So, yeah, it's something we need to address, and something definitely we need to pull together on to see if we can do anything. And I believe in the power of prayer. I believe in intention. And I think that's going to be a big part of what we offer as a family, is that we can set intentions, we can pray for the families and to help those that are dealing with this. So there it is. That's what we're doing in 2024. We have a vision, and speaking of visions, I know she's not here today, but Michelle Landers and I are conducting a vision board workshop that'll happen on January 20th. If you haven't put it on your calendars yet, then please do, if you're interested at all in looking at your life coming up in 2024, what you see for yourself. And Michelle will be doing some life path readings during that workshop. She'll take your birth date and give you information about you from that, the numerology part of it. I'm excited that we are offering this. And the theme of our workshop is accept, align, allow. So definitely you might want to attend that. And here comes little girl. I call her Houdini. She has learned how to escape into this part of the room, of the house, and she climbs through the fence. It's so funny to watch. I feel for her, though, because that can't be fun, climbing through a tiny little area, and because she's not a tiny cat. And Sally says, I am proof that things can change and move in a better direction. I was addicted to drugs. I've been clean for more than 25 years. Yeah, it can really get hold of you, and I'm so glad that you got the help you needed, Sally. Auntie Jean says, every family has someone they love dealing with that addiction problem. I grew up with it. I know how much it hurts. Yeah. And Deirdre, me too, Sally. I was addicted for decades before I got clean. It's a special kind of hell. It really is. And Kathy, I also pray for both my brother Paul and his wife Marlene, who are dealing with alcohol abuse. They are on our prayer list. Kathy, I remember those names. All right, so if there's anybody else you want to add to the prayer list, just type it in. We're going to go ahead and get it going. Before we do, I think there might be one message in the tiny book. Anybody want to choose one page? We'll just do one. The first one that comes up. And this will take us into our prayer time. Page 11, Brookie. All right. Love is what you desire because your soul resonates with that energy. It is your true state of being. It is the familiar way for all of you. It is a remembrance of being in your pure spiritual form. Yes, it is healing because of its very nature, a return to purity and innocence. Your heart responds to that. And that's why I always say, because I heard it very clearly from Kuan Yin, love heals, and love does heal. It's a healing energy. All of our healing happens from the inside. And I think we need to always remember that, especially when we're dealing with families with someone who's addicted. And, when we can just share love, keep sharing love. And those of you that have that going on in your life, I know that you do love your beautiful family member that's dealing with this, or members. But the thing is to just share out the love. Just keep sharing it. Don't go into the fear. Don't go into lack, or go into the deeper feelings, the lower vibration feelings. Just keep sharing love and keep sending light, and send that over that person. Leo, prayers for Stephen and Keith, both suffering with schizophrenia and paranoia, alone and without the help they need. Okay, I will add them to the prayer list afterward. Let me just make a note of that. Stephen and Keith. Got it. And yes, thank you, Brookie, for picking that perfect message for us to go into our prayer time. And then if we have time afterward, we'll read some of the others that you all are asking to be read. Okay, so let's get this going. And remember, wait, that's what Kathy has to say. Kathy says, I love you all and thank you so much for your continued prayers and support. My therapist says it's a darn good thing that I have this spiritual and loving family. Yeah. I'm so glad that she acknowledges that support is so important, and that is what we are going to be offering, is support to anyone who's going through this, that has a family member going through it. Good morning, Catherine DeSanti, and good morning, Robin. I was just mentioning you, and you're not late. You're just in time for our prayers. So if anyone has something that you would like to bring up and put on the prayer list, we are going to do the prayers now. And remember that every one of these names, places, animals, they were placed on this list by you. They're your loved ones. They're for all of us to wrap our arms around and to lift up. And I will read the names, but please, as you look at the names, or if you're just staying in your heart with your eyes closed and hearing the name read, please lift everyone up and ask for the prayers to be answered for the best and highest good of all. So here we go. And Julie Kiss, I see your message. I'll add your Uncle Tony to the list. All right, so we're praying for all the P's for peace on earth, for attention to human trafficking, and that is our beautiful mission, save someone's child. Oh, thank you, sweet Max. You're number one in our book. All right, here we go. Prachetta, Prachir and Goofy, Aunt Mina and Neil, Navriti, Jasmine and her family, Abha, Billy and Tim and their family, and please remember her son Brian, Sheila and Kevin and the family, Gary, Loretta and Cecil and their girls, Nola, Joanne Castrillo, husband John, and all of their family, especially her daughter and grandson Eris, and Joanne's mom, who she will be going soon to visit, Elaine, Deirdre and her family, her sister Steph and husband Bob, Adriel, Joni and son, John, Carl and Viola, Tia Fernetti, Mickey, Suzanne Millard and family, Jacob, Marietta and Ed. I'll be seeing them in a couple of days and praying for them out on Sweet Dreams. Raquel and Claude's family, Leo Harley and all of his family, especially his mom and his sister and the friends that he just added to the list, Stephen and Keith. Lakshmi, Ken, Jebby, Jim and son, Ryan. Ricky's family, especially our sweet Queen Josephine, who isn't in here yet, but we're lifting her up, and somebody please call in our pirate. I know he's here helping us with these prayers today. Tom and Mary, Tammy Williams, Meg and Jim Lorio, and Meg's sister Ellen, Jean and Ron Lorio and their family, Mary Lou Burdick and her family, Catherine and Michael Kovacs and all of their family. Thank you, Sally, calling in our pirate Rick. He's going to be my co-host here doing the prayers. All right, where am I? Rosalind, good vibes. Sally and Tony and Rose De La Rosa and all of your family, and remembering the family as they gather to say goodbye and to honor Robert, Michael, Patty, Sonia, Paul and Marlene, Joe and wife, Pat Moss and all of your family, Becky LaFave and Travis, Erica Hoppy and family, Corinne, Charlie Coons and all of your family, her brother Raymond and wife Kathy, Hope Wellington Marshall. I'm going to try to get an update on her today, and praying for her family, her son and her daughters and her mom and dad. Trey Horn, Andrea Gregg, Catherine, Eric, John, Tatiana, Annie Seven and Grayson, Cassandra and Destiny Ortega, Luz Orsini and her grandkids, Christine Lewis, Gail and Nick Zimmerman, Jennifer and Micah, Oksana and her family. We haven't seen her on in a bit, so let's call her in. Herb, Caitlin and Aunt Gail, Isabel and Paul Reese and their daughters, Beata and her daughter, Dick Lemieux's family. It was so great to be with Linda, and she's back over on the East Coast with her sister, praying for her sons and her grandchildren, her friend in Sarasota, Stacy and Josh Lord and their children and grandchildren, and Stacy's mom, Mary Lord, Buster, Wayne, Blue Jean and Dave and all the babies, and especially praying for Dolly and Chance the horse, Lindsay, Aunt Inga, Rose Sermon, Gary McCorkle, Brookie and your sweet family, the Girardis, Jeanette and Ernie, Sean, Lillianne in Norway, and lifting up her daughter Stein, going through some physical problems right now, Kathleen, baby Wyatt and his mom, baby Haven and his mom, baby Divine, Kat, Steve, Candy and Pastor Bruce, the area of the Deerfield Valley, Captain Corey's mom and family, just going through their first holiday without the captain, Alba, Dottie and Dawn, Grace Isis and all of her family in Kenya, and lifting Gracie up as they prepare to have a memorial for her father who passed. Raymond, Darren Walker, Arthur Thompson, Karen Palmer and her daughter Marissa and her mom Barbara, Vicki King, Elaine Armstrong, Elena, Marianne, Henrik and Lorraine and John, Tammy Fisk and her daughter and sister Tracy, and her grandson CJ, Lori, Kelly, Rochelle Martinez and Mom Rose, Steve, Catherine, Ruth Anderson, going through some physical illness right now, so please lift Ruth up. We will not be doing the meditation this morning. We're going to run a replay for that so she can rest. Praying for her girls and her sister-in-law, Jeannie's friends and her sister in Colorado, Deb Goldberg and her family, Michelle, Crystal and Dean Nobles and her family, Laura Hill, Julia Osborne, Sharon Rhea and her family, Sherry Gatewood and her brother-in-law, Hanaya Hummingbird, Tammy Hill and family, Phil B., Lynn Gallagher, Terry Wilderman and her father, Mary Quincoli and her friends in Florida, Irene and Eduardo, Eddie Quills, Michael Murdoch, Jessica, Fidel, Camilla and Nick in Australia, Lynn Andriozzi, Frank, Albie, Viola, Kenneth, Bobby, Mansi, Kamal, Maddie, Akil and the Pakistan orphans, Yuri, Scott, Letitia, Mary, Joseph, James, Drake, Alicia Burns, Pam Dite, Kimberly, Ellen, Sue Seekoff and Richard, Terry Gilstad, Chiara, Marissa, Ali, Bree, Claudia, Marianne Pish and her family, Cassandra and Danny Gary, Lenny, John Thaddeus Fiore, Kuka Carney and family, Sharon Boyle and Zoe, Carol Fisher, Deborah, Violet, Walter, Brookie's Aunt Jeannie, Sue and grandchildren, Carrie's niece Laura, Maggie's mom, Bradley Capone, Andy, Amanda Summer, Robert Dosa, Miles and Sarah, Debbie Carol Hawks, Carl, Chris Blake, Dante, Jerry, Kaylee, Trevor Jordan, Richard Weber, Charlotte Abrahams, Michelle Landers and her family, especially Alan and Alicia, her children, Kagan and Wyatt Linder, Barbara Kaufman McGillicuddy, Joanne McCann New, Whitney, Jude Dalton, Karen Gibbons and daughter, Matt, James Schultz family, Julie Kiss and your mom Cynthia, Linda Kiss, Courtney, Lucinda, Ryan, M, Pat, Sophia, Aaron Parker, Angelica Compamans, Sunny and Hunter Floor, Peggy, Claire, Carrie Klingon Butcher and her family, Brian Hughes, Pat O'Connor, Zoe Charles, Erica Fagels, Yolanda, Sylvia Barnes, Robin Waters Dykes and her sweet mom Jewel, Joey, Terry, Joanne and Leo, Sam, Matt, Charles and Nita, Yusha, Nancy Berdelsky, EC, Terry Newman, Jen and Norm, Keith, Joe H., Ollie the Cat, Marisol Soto, Cassie, Deborah, Tyler, Chad Ehlers and daughter Mia, Dick Waters, Milton Carbajal, Tomas Diaz, Cameron, Boris Zoffman, Jacqueline Carbajal and David Reiger, Solvi Barnes, Odd Barnes, Goon Ellen Sundahl, Vita Hammond, Maria Mitchinson Higman Simpson, Sam, which is Suzanne's dog, Lisa Jo Davis, Jordan, Lydia, Benedita, Rebecca Seward Rickardson, Matt, Anjali, Paula Graca, David Brett and his family, the Rowland family, Colleen, Dellen Hickson, Richard Barnes, Cole Grayson, Jay Briscoe's family and friends, Sally's family celebrating Robert Wallington, his life, and especially remembering his children, JT, Francis Nalvin, Shanna, Danielle Riverin and her family, Annie's Aunt Carol, Chris and Natika, Elise, Kara, Pam, Christine and Ed, Charlie, Isaac, Jonathan and Eddie, Barbara and Diane, Kim, Peter and Catherine DeSanti, Mary Jane in Vermont, Carol Caruso, Val Meyer, Tasha, Jocelyn, Linda Kraft and her family, Eric and John, Darlene Ose, Paul G., Liam G., Pam, Mivan and Vanya, Daniel McGraw, Rebecca Sherman, Joe Ketterer, Gabrielle, Ina, Joanne's mom, Donna, Courtney, Nancy, Tammy Greco's family, Bailey, Jacob, Mary, Brian, Lily, Wilbert, Grayson's grandfather, and Cindy, his grandmother, Ron Mason, Gabby Forrester, the Vega family, Laura, Lisa Capoli Matroni, Bobby, Elaine, Shiraz, Sharu, Sandy, Terry Funk's family and friends, Wyndham Lawrence's family, Adil, Laura, Evelyn Smith, Beatrice, Amina, Israel and Middle East and all areas of conflicts and war, the immigrants in El Paso and New York, anywhere they're being abused, Alina, Leo's sister and brother-in-law who just had the miscarriage, Susanna, Lana, Tom Freeney and wife Linda, Amber and baby, Grace Anna, Kim Coles Ventnor, Linda Lemieux's nephew Kobe, and I did talk to his mom over the holidays. I got to hug her. Shoshana, Sebring, and Ilana. So any others that you want to add to the list, we're adding Uncle Tony to the list. That'll be on there for the next time. And my great-nephew Courtney sliced her finger and had to have stitches at Christmas time. So if we could remember her and her mom panicking over that, and my sister Billy going through so much right now. So thank you, family, for lifting up each other. Let's just offer all these prayers up to the Creator, asking for them to be seen and heard and acknowledged and answered for the best and highest good of all. So if you would, please pray this prayer with me. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. And where there is sadness, joy. And these are the things that I always ask in prayer every day, and I encourage all of us to ask that right now as we're sitting in this prayer time together. What would you have me do? Where would you have me go? And what would you have me say, and to whom? Thank you, family, for being such a loving family. And every day we say thank you, I love you, but first I think we might have time for a couple of the messages to get us out of here today. Here I am. So we had a couple of people that wanted pages read that we didn't get to. And let me just go back up and we'll let that end us as we go into our Leo's song. So Sally wanted page 6. Bring nothing of the linear restrictions into your experience. Notice how everything is responding to this new freedom. It is a freedom when we let go, when we no longer have to try to be in control and pull the strings, when we can just lose all expectations. That's when everything starts becoming miraculous in our lives and answers start coming forth. Thank you for picking that page, Sally. And Auntie Jean said page 48, number 2. You cannot fix anyone. Thank you, Auntie Jean, and it's so true. You know, we can't change another person. We can't fix anything that's happening. All we can do is set our intention and then let spirit take over from there. And she says also number 3, it's when you continue to try to push that boat upstream in spite of being shown that it's not for your highest and best good to do so, that you feel the defeat and the helplessness. Yeah. Oh, thank you all for being here today, and thank you for listening and for sharing from your hearts. I'm going to put Leo on, and we're going to share some love and gratitude. And we've already started doing that with Auntie Jean starting us out. She loves to be number 1, and I love that she is. So let me get the Leo song going and go into this time and absorb all this beautiful love that's coming your way. It's telling me I don't have any sound. There we go.
Morning, Earthlings. It's time to get up and get ready, because today's the perfect day to have a great day. Here we go. Come on, come on. Come on, let's play. It's a beautiful day. If you woke up this morning, might as well be part of it. We're harmonies for peace, so now we shine for harmony. You and me, mama, be on the lead. Wherever we may be, we create a pool where we can be together. The heart of the phone is always one phone call away. Calling all the guys, the angels, and the masters. Take a deep breath and go into a new dimension. Morning cup full of joy of every day. Just start the day on a high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning cup full of joy with all the P's and the ball. The daily mantra is thank you.
I love you.
Morning cup full of joy of every day. Just start the day on a high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning cup full of joy with all the P's and the ball. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste.
Cup full of joy. Yes, Julie, we love Leo's music. Thank you, I love you. Allow.
AAA, morning cup full of joy of every day. Just start the day on the high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning cup full of joy with all the P's and the ball. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Morning cup full of joy of every day. Just start the day on the high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning cup full of joy with all the P's and the ball. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste.
Woo! Thank you for being here this morning. Stay in your heart, stay blessed, and I'll see you at 1:11 for the 10 million for world peace. meditation. Thank you all. You are such a blessing to me. I love you with all my heart. Namaste, y'all. Bye.